You might find Andrew Tate's views offensive, unsavory, misogynist, as I did on some occasions with him, although he made some concessions in the interview. I'm not sure by the end that I concluded he'd done anything really so heinous he deserved the punishment he's got.
And guys, I'm not a fan of Piers Morgan as far as the Andrew Tate interview because I felt that was a setup. And I think Piers Morgan is just one of those fanboys. He's going to cater to women, tell women what they want to hear. I understand that's his job. That's what he's supposed to do. But the reason why I wanted to do this, guys, because I've been thinking about it all day. And I want y'all to think about this. It doesn't matter what you feel about him, what you think about him, misogynist, all of that. Imagine if that was your brother, that was your father, your uncle, your grandfather, somebody you love, and what's being done to them because of what they say, going against the establishment. How would you feel about it? Even if you hate him, just think about that for a second. If that was your brother and he had these views. But that's the problem I have with the whole situation with Andrew Tate.
You're sitting here, Piers, saying that I'm on Uncensored Show, and in your intro you said that it's important that we don't have echo chambers and we have varying and that we have varying opinions.
Correct.
But then you're saying the people you don't like, you wouldn't go on their podcast.
No.
So you are a hypocrite.
No.
I will go on anybody's podcast and discuss any point.
And he was right about that. Piers Morgan was being a hypocrite. Because at the end of the day, because everybody else says something about somebody, doesn't mean you have to agree. You're an individual. I don't like you. But I'm not worrying about you that much. But it's like a lot of people in this world in 2023. Selective outrage. That's all they have, selective outrage. They're only outraged about things that they feel they need to be outraged about. Whether you telling the truth or not. But I watched his interview and it was a setup from the get-go, but I think Andrew held his own, no matter what.
If in 1931 I was walking through Germany and a man come up to me and said, sorry for bumping into you, I'd say, sorry, no problem, mate. I'd show respect back. I don't know, what are you trying to say? That I sanction the Holocaust?
You literally just said if somebody respects you, you respect them back.
I say if somebody shows me respect, I show respect back. That's a good way to go through life.
Whoever it is.
If somebody shows me respect and is courteous to me, I'm courteous back.
And as you can see, if you watch that interview, it was a setup. They were trying to get him. Piers Morgan, that night, was being a part of the machine. He was just trying to put words into Andrew's mouth that he didn't say. To them. If you're courteous to me, why am I going to be an ass to you? There's no reason. It doesn't matter what the case may be. Whatever anybody else feel about them, I'm going to be courteous. But that's just my opinion. Like I said, I'm stupid. Logic escape a lot of people.
So you agree a man should protect and provide for a woman?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you agree if you were walking down the street with a woman, you'd be responsible with her safety?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you another question, Piers. Let's say your woman decided she wanted to take a nice little walk through the south side of Chicago at 2 a.m. and she wanted you to go with her, and you were responsible for fighting and dying on the spot if she was attacked. Don't you think you would say to her, no, we're not going out right now, it's not safe?
Yes.
Okay, so you'd have authority to make the decision. So
No, I wouldn't.
So
I would say I don't
agree.
think you should. If she decides to, it's her own volition.
If she decides, you're not going to stop
I have
her.
no power to stop her.
Completely.
But you think you do.
No, I don't think I have power to stop her.
You clearly do.
No, I think I have power to make the decision. I think, no, that's not
So
sensible.
if you have the power to make the decision, you have the power to stop her.
No, because
And that's where we differ. That's why I think it's interesting about you. I don't think you really think through what you're saying.
I think through what I'm saying
Because
so carefully.
Yeah, but Andrew,
Piers.
what you literally just said is that you have the power to stop her.
No, I said I don't have the power to stop her. I'm not going to lock her in the room. I'm saying that.
So if she wants to go on her own,
then she's going to go.
And I think Piers Morgan was being a dick he was just being a little fanboy. Because everything Andrew said, he was taking it out of context. No, at the end of the day, if I got my woman, no, I don't own her. If I'm in Chirac, Chicago, I know what time it is. She want to go for a walk at 12, 1, 2, 3 in the morning. And I'm like, nope, I'm not going out there. This is Chicago. I'm good. If she want to take her ass out there, she could take her ass out there. But I'm not going to lose my life. I'm not going to pretend like I don't know what goes on out there after hours. So just because I love you, I should be willing to risk my life for you and go for a walk out there at that time of morning? Shit, you on your own. I ain't doing it. I ain't him. If I let you know, hey, we should not be trying to be walking out here at this time of morning. This is Chicago. It's very dangerous. And you hell bent on going. I'm not going to put a gun to your head. I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to do none of that. Take your ass and go for the walk. But you know what I'm going to be doing? Sitting my blood clot at home. If you make it back, you make it back. If you don't make it back, that's on you. You made your own decision. But just watching this interview, I watched what they kept on trying to do. What Piers Morgan kept on trying to do. And Piers Morgan, I'm calling you out. You're a bitch for what you tried to do. You're a part of the machine. Piers Morgan was a bitch for this interview.
Should young men though all aspire to be like you?
Should young men aspire to work very hard, have no criminal record, become multimillionaires, protect and provide for the women close to them, be sovereign so they can stand up and have their own points of view in face of cancellation, be able to not be mentally intimidated when they go on national TV and there's traps set up for them? Yeah, I believe that confident, strong men who stand up and protect and provide for women are a good thing for the world and a good force for the world. And I don't think that I put a magic spell on anybody. I think there's a whole bunch of men in the world who understands my value. And if men grow up to be like me, you're gonna have a whole bunch of people with no criminal record, dedicated athletes who protect and provide for the people close to them, are fantastic for the economy. And I'm certainly not the worst influence out here, Piers. You have Lil Nas twerking on the devil on music videos, which our children are digesting. You have drill artists singing about stabbing people to death in the middle of a knife crime epidemic. But the point I'm trying to make is this: I'm not the devil. There are certainly worse people than me, and
I don't disagree
and they exist.
with that.
And I'm saying that my core tenets for the people who don't understand me.
Gotcha, bitch.
And that's the thing, guys. You see exactly what they're doing? They're not talking about the real problem. They're not talking about what's going on in the community, in these cities and all of that. They're not talking about the rap and killing and stabbing and all of this stuff going on. Piers Morgan didn't do an interview with none of those guys. He didn't do a special on the epidemic that's going on in the black community. But Andrew Tate is the worst person ever. Because why? He's going against the establishment. And I'm going to say this, it's just like Donald Trump. He went against the establishment, the party line. So they all went after him, and it's the same thing with Andrew Tate. And Piers Morgan, you're just a part of the machine. Man up, grow some balls, and say, hey, I'm not going to do this. But I understand. It's your job. Make your money. I can't fault you for that.
What do you think of transgender people?
That's nothing to do with me. I'm not transgender, and I don't understand the issue like they do. They
Are
can
you
do whatever
transphobic? Do you consider yourself that?
Transphobic? What? Afraid?
Well, it kind of, yeah. You have
I don't live in fear, my friend. I have no problem.
You have a dislike of transgender people?
I don't know any transgender people.
But you have a dislike of what they stand for, what they are?
No. Why would I?
I don't know.
That's not my issue.
And that's exactly what's going on in the world in 2023. If you say you don't date big girls, you're fat phobic. If you say you don't give a shit about transgender situations or whatever, you're transphobic. No, I'm not phobic against you. I just don't give a shit. I'm not a part of that community, so I don't have to worry about your community. Whatever you deal with, that's you. We're all adult. Be a fucking adult and stop trying to make your problem everybody else's problem. I don't care what you do. If I say that, hey, I'm not interested in dating a transgender, that's my opinion. That's my right. I have a choice to say that, hey, you know what? I know you feel like a woman, but I know what you was born with, and that ain't me. It ain't for me. Do your thing. I don't give a shit. Whether you gay, whether you trans, whether you up, whether you him, them, dear, whatever, I don't care. It don't pay my bills, so I'm not worrying about it. That's my opinion. Be whosoever you want. Be happy or be miserable like the rest of us, but don't try to force your shit on me.
And that the smartest people in the world are men.
Proven how?
So there's the bell curve, right? So men are
The fucking bell curve, Tate?
God, it smells like bitch in here. Oh, there's the bitch.
That is the dumbest shit I have ever heard. Okay, so you're probably sick of seeing this guy on your For You page, right? I am too. But this is just like, he's so easy to dunk on, and he still has so many dick riding fans. Anyway, all right, we're gonna continue the point. Tate in the past has argued that his personal anecdotal life is vastly superior and should be the guiding light for him and his followers. Like his personal anecdotal experience in life and everything that he's experienced, right, as an individual person is more valuable. His opinion, right, on life based on this experience is more valuable than any sort of scientific empirical.
Just gotta say, this is one of those little fanboy, bitch boys. Hating because they don't live the life. Oh, let me take my shirt off and go on camera and cater to the women that are saying this because maybe I get some pee. You're a bitch. Man up. Grow some balls.
Study or data or science as a whole, you should just listen to Tate. You should just go to his podcast. He's literally argued that. And he constantly makes fun of people who use empirical data as like, oh, your stupid fucking internet study. Why are you referencing an internet study? I process shit 10 times faster. Emotional damage! That's Tate. As you can imagine, it gets real racist real fast.
Oh, bitch. It has nothing to do with racism. And that's what these motherfuckers do. They try to make everything about racism to try to prove their point. But like I said, he's just another little fanboy. He think he gonna get on with his shirt off and talk and act, and these ladies are gonna agree with him. Grow some balls. You're a bitch.
So like, Tate's just a fucking idiot, even if he's really rich. Hard to hear sometimes, you know?
You just hating because you don't live his lifestyle and you are not a little fanboy. And that's a problem. There's always these little fanboys that want to pretend and play. But like I said, I ain't no genius. I didn't graduate from Harvard, guys. I'm just speaking my truth. But I really hate fanboys and males that say they're feminists. I think they're the worst thing in the world. Bitch ass niggas. White or black.